Sara is always on the lookout for afternoon teas no matter where we go. Since living in Phuket, we've been to one at the Novotel Hotel in Phuket Town, but she wanted something even nicer. Well, she found it at the InterContinental Resort Phuket in Kamala Beach. Come along and we'll show you the lounge, the property, the teas, and most importantly, all the delicious food. This is Khaki Shorts, where we cover travel, food, and just utter nonsense. The InterContinental Resort Phuket is a 5-star property in Kamala Beach, about a 40-minute drive away from our house in Geelong. After finding this afternoon tea, she made reservations online at their website. Since Sara's mom moved to Thailand recently to be with us, she came along as well. The afternoon tea is held at Devas Lounge on the hillside part of the property. We weren't aware the resort was spread out on both sides of the main road in Kamala. The western part is called Beachside, and it has a pool, beach bar, restaurant, and access to the beach itself. We pulled into the lot for the beachside and were directed where to park. The valet took our key and said they would park it for us. After looking around, we couldn't find the lounge we needed. Staff pointed out it was on the other side of the road. A bit confused, they directed us to an area that had a tunnel under the road to the hillside part of the resort. This side has check-in, all the guest rooms and villas, as well as the spa and the lounge we needed. Sara's mom is 86 and has a little trouble walking, so they were nice enough to put us on a golf cart and drive us through the tunnel and right up to the building that houses Devas Lounge. I can't say enough about the staff here. Everyone who came into contact with was pleasant and helpful. After being escorted to the lounge, we checked in with the staff and were seated. Devas Lounge is well appointed and has a beautiful view of the grounds outside. First thing you ask is probably, how much was it? Well, watch this video and see if you can guess how much it cost us per person, and I'll reveal it later. See how close you were. Our first task was choosing our teas. They have a list of teas that are all grown in the mountains of northern Thailand. They also featured this area where you can smell the different types of teas to better help you decide which one you might want. Sara's mom Elaine chose the Devas Mountain Breeze Oolong, and Sara and I decided on the Jungle Black Tea. The teas were brought out shortly, and our host Jane poured them for us. The oolong tea that Elaine chose had almost a fruity, peachy taste. The Jungle Black Tea was pretty light, more like a traditional oolong than a black tea. Sara said it was very mild with almost a woodsy taste. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but she's the tea expert, not me. I would not recommend adding cream to either one of these, although we did add a little bit of sugar. While waiting on our food to be brought out, our hostess Jane brought 2 stands and put them by our table. We were a bit confused until they brought out the food and understand what they were for. This is probably the nicest presentation of food for an afternoon tea I think we've ever seen. Also, it keeps everything off the table to give you more room. So let's get to the details of these delectable morsels. First up, the savories. I decided to start with this bad boy, which is a mini baguette with slow-cooked Wagyu beef cheek, aged cheddar, and shaved truffle on top. A great start as this sandwich was mouthwatering. Next up was the lobster roll with a bit of lettuce and a dollop of beluga caviar on top. Very well done indeed. The third sandwich was probably our least favorite of the 3. It was a house-made pickled cucumber open-faced sandwich with carrot, beetroot, and minted cream cheese on brioche bread. It was still pretty good, but if I had to rank them, it was at the bottom of these 3. But hey, it's competing with a lobster roll and Wagyu beef. Sadly, there were no scones on this menu. A bit odd for an afternoon tea, but what came next completely made up for it. That's right, the desserts. First up was the mango nam dok mai with Philadelphia cream cheese. It was creamy with just a hint of mango flavor. I liked the crust on the outside, but it tended to crack and fall off when you cut it. Sara chose the next dessert, a Kyoto matcha opera cake, super soft with just the right amount of matcha flavoring. I could have gone for an extra piece of this one. The next one up is still a bit of a mystery. I went back to look at the menu later and they had substituted something else for this one. It tasted a little bit like a shortbread crust with cream, red currants, and 2 cream puffs made with shudo. Sara dared me to eat one of the flowers, so I obliged. Pretty much tasted like a flower smells. I'm still kicking, so I guess it's edible. After a sip of tea to wash the taste of flowers out of my mouth, we chose what ultimately became Sara's favorite, a summerberry tart with rose wine sabayon cream. Last up was probably the sweetest creation of the day, a Valrhona chocolate and caramel cream tart with jinduha cream. I hope I'm saying that right. Jane let us know that the chocolate was actually made with cacao beans that are grown in the north of Thailand. We loved how the teas and a lot of the ingredients for the savories and sweets were made with locally sourced ingredients. After a little more tea, we said goodbye to Jane and went to explore the resort a little bit. Lush landscaping, water features, and striking architecture made us want to make reservations to come and stay here for a couple of nights. Just a beautiful property. So the big question, how much was it? Well, it was 850 baht per person, plus a 10% service charge, almost like a tip, and a 7% VAT tax, for a total of right about 1,000 baht per person. In US dollars, that's only about $27.40. We've paid that in the US for afternoon teas that weren't near as fancy. So to us, pretty good deal. Be sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button and bell icon, and do all that other stuff that helps our channel grow. Thanks for watching.